Welcome to today's Psych with Sigmund, where we delve into the fascinating world of psychology and explore the intricacies of the human mind. I'm your host, Sigmund, and today we're going to discuss a concept that can help us understand why people often overestimate their abilities and underestimate the abilities of others, the Dunning-Kruger Effect. So, what is the Dunning-Kruger Effect? In simple terms, it's a psychological phenomenon where individuals who are incompetent in a particular domain tend to overestimate their own abilities and performance, while underestimating the abilities of others. This effect is named after the psychologists David Dunning and Justin Kruger, who first described it in a 1999 paper titled Unskilled and Unaware of It: How Difficulties in Recognizing One's Own Incompetence Lead to Inflated Self-Assessments. According to Dunning and Kruger, this effect arises from a combination of two factors: metacognitive incompetence and self-enhancement motivation. Metacognitive incompetence refers to the inability to recognize one's own errors or biases, while self-enhancement motivation refers to the tendency to maintain a positive self-image. When these two factors come together, individuals may become overconfident in their abilities, even when they lack the necessary skills or knowledge. One of the key psychological theories that explains the Dunning-Kruger effect is the concept of illusory superiority. This theory proposes that people tend to overestimate their own abilities and performance relative to others, often due to biases in self-perception. For example, a study found that 93% of American drivers believe they are better than average, which is statistically impossible. This kind of biased thinking can lead to the Dunning-Kruger effect, where individuals overestimate their abilities and underestimate the abilities of others. Research has consistently supported the Dunning-Kruger effect across various domains, including cognitive tasks, social skills, and even professional expertise. For instance, a study on medical students found that those who performed poorly on exams tended to overestimate their performance, while those who performed well tended to underestimate theirs. This effect has also been observed in real-world settings, such as business and politics, where leaders may overestimate their abilities and make poor decisions as a result. So, how can understanding the Dunning-Kruger effect help us in our everyday lives? For one, it can encourage us to be more humble and open to feedback. By recognizing the potential for biased thinking, we can take steps to improve our self-awareness and develop a more realistic understanding of our abilities. This can lead to better decision-making, improved relationships, and increased success in both personal and professional endeavors. In therapeutic settings, addressing the Dunning-Kruger effect can be a challenging but crucial task. By helping individuals develop metacognitive skills and self-awareness, therapists can empower them to recognize their own limitations and take steps to improve. This might involve setting realistic goals, seeking feedback from others, and engaging in deliberate practice to build skills and knowledge. For example, consider the case of a young professional who's struggling to find a job despite having a strong resume and good interview skills. After reflecting on their experiences, they realize that they've been overestimating their abilities and underestimating the competition. By acknowledging this bias and taking steps to address it, such as seeking feedback from mentors or practicing their interview skills, they can improve their chances of success. Another way to overcome the Dunning-Kruger effect is by cultivating a growth mindset. According to psychologist Carol Dweck, people with a growth mindset believe that abilities and intelligence can be developed through effort and learning. By adopting this mindset, we can become more open to challenges and more resilient in the face of failure. Additionally, research has shown that the Dunning-Kruger effect can be mitigated by promoting a culture of psychological safety where individuals feel comfortable sharing their doubts and uncertainties without fear of judgment. This can lead to a more collaborative and supportive environment where people are encouraged to learn from each other's strengths and weaknesses. In conclusion, the Dunning-Kruger effect is a powerful concept that can help us understand why people often overestimate their abilities and underestimate the abilities of others. By recognizing this phenomenon in ourselves and others, we can take steps to overcome it and develop greater self-awareness, humility, and empathy. As we strive to become more aware of our own limitations and biases, we can make better decisions, build stronger relationships, and achieve greater success in all areas of life. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and until next time, may your ego find balance between pleasure and reality.